is up, my magic miscreants? Risen Dragon here with a fun deck tech for you today, and today we are looking at some new cards, some new toys to play with from the murders at Karlov Manor. It's a return to the Ravnica plane, and it evokes a period of memories for when I got back into the game in 2005, I think. It was 2005, 2006. When I got back into the game for the second time. That one was a serious one, lasted a few years, and then I took like a 10-12 year break, and then I got back into it in 2018. But it's whenever we visit Ravnica, it's always nostalgic for me. So this deck does a lot of stuff. Not gonna lie, this deck is intended to do a lot of nasty things, and if they come together, great, but if they don't, then hey, it's good stuff. So it's got some life gain, it's got some damage, it's got just a lot of fun stuff. So what does this deck look like? Well, let's have a look. All right, first thing we're going to look at, this is Case of the Uneaten Feast. This is from Karlov Manor, and I like cases. This is actually, I was a little bit skeptical about this, but I like this because it's almost like a saga, and it's almost it has like this very interesting feel to it. So what these cases do is basically it's like a step-by-step saga almost, but instead of like a saga triggering the beginning of every turn, it triggers whenever something happens. So I like this. I like that build. It's really interesting, and they kind of did it a little bit in the D&D set where you had to activate we had to activate the abilities like the classes, like Warlock class or something. So I like what they're doing here. So with Case of the Uneaten Feast, whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. So this deck does have life gain in it. To solve, you've gained 5 or more life this turn. If unsolved, solve at the beginning of your next end step. When it is solved, sacrifice the case. Creature cards in your graveyard gain. You may cast this card from your graveyard until end of turn. So it's different with every case, but this one's a really good one. Case of the Uneaten Feast. We're looking at Karlov Haunch. Now this one's an interesting one. This one, I got the idea playing against a deck that used this, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's a food equipment, so equipped creature gets +2/+0. For 2 and a tap, we sacrifice Karlov Haunch, and we gain 3 life. And when it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay 1 and a white. If you do, create 2 1/1 white doggo creature tokens. Oh, that doggo looks so cute. But anyways, and it is equipped too. We're running Lunarch Veteran. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. And of course, for its disturb cost, it becomes Luminous Phantom. Whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, you gain 1 life. So if Luminous Phantom would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Assemble the players. Looking at 2 of these. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. Once each turn, you may cast a creature spell with power 2 or less from the top of your library. Not a bad card to have, considering that all our creatures, except for this one, are 2 and below. Resolute Reinforcements with Flash. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white creature soldier token. Voice of the Blessed. When you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Voice of the Blessed, and so long as it has 4 or more +1/+1 counters on it, it has Flying and Vigilance. If it has 10 or more, it has Indestructible. Okay, it works with these. Somewhat situational, but meh. Delny Streetwise Lookout. This is an interesting one. Creatures you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. If an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Now we have to be careful with this one, and I'm going to show you why in a minute, okay? But I really like this card because it feeds into like everything in this deck. Monastery Mentor with Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white monk creature token with Prowess. You can see where I'm going with this. Okay? This card right here is one of the cards that makes this deck. Kinda, sorta. It is Warleader's Call. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Okay, so you can see why Delny doesn't quite work sometimes. You have to, Delny's really good early game, but when we get this out, this becomes absolutely useless. So I'm trying to figure out whether or not this actually fits in the deck, but I think with all the early triggers, it does. All right, but Warleader's Call is just absolutely savage card, especially when you pair it with Ojarax and Deepest Might, because if a red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage less than Ojarax and power to an opponent, that source deals damage equal to Ojarax and power instead. When it dies, of course, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. And then we have Rabble Rousing. I don't think I've ever played this card. It's been a long time since I've done a video with this card, but it has Hideaway 5, and whenever you attack with one or more creatures, create that many 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. Then if you control 10 or more creatures, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So, yeah. You put this in with this, just all these things come together. It's got some incredible synergy. This deck has just some incredible synergy if you get it ramped up really, really nice. So, yeah, fun stuff. Notice we're not playing any like specialty lands like Demolition Field or anything like that. I'm going to make that change in a minute. I'm going to put a Mirex or two in there too. But basically, we're running, Restless Bivouac is really the only thing we're running aside from that. Now, in the sideboard, we're running a lot of spot removal. Mainly with Lightning Strike, Lightning Helix, which is back. I like that. This was a main deck card, but then I swapped it out for, what did I swap it out for? Ojarax is what I swapped it out for. Burn Down the House. Of course, we want to sweep the board or put tokens on the battlefield. Play with Fire into the fire in case we don't really want to do that much damage. And Farewell, of course, just toxic card, just wipes everything out. So I'm going to make those changes with the Demolition Field, the Field of Ruin, and 2 Mirex is putting in there. But if you're new to my channel, we do a best of 1 and we do a best of 3, so you can see how the deck functions in either one of those environments. So without further ado, let's get to the upgraded Boros games. We're against Gilton, or Gilton, for our best of 1 matchup. Yeah, not the greatest, but we got some life gain here to keep us happy, so I think we're okay here. We go Uneat and Feast into Lunarch Veteran into... Or we just do Lunarch Veteran into Uneat and Feast into Lunarch Veteran. That works too. We do have our Rabble Rousing. Goblin Tomb Raider. Hey, that's fun. Let's do this. Do Uneat and Feast into Lunarch Veteran, so we gain a little bit of life out of that. Boom, boom. Cool. No attacks. And the rest of the reinforcements, maybe into Monastery Mentor. I don't know. Man, you had all your Swiftwater Cliffs in there, didn't you? Staunch Crewmate. Okay. Control an artifact. Cool stuff. Oh, you found a roaming throne. How fun are you? Let's do this. No attacks. My hope is that we throw down enough with the... We find another land, find a Rabble... No, not Rabble Rousing. We can get our Rabble Rousing online. The Tomb Raider is always a fun prospect. Mind Link Mech. Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay. That's a card I haven't seen in a long time. I like it, though. Okay, one of those ask and ye shall receive type moments. Cool. Gain a lot of life out of this. And now we can solve that at any time. And as soon as we lose a creature, then we're in decent shape. You can bring that back, so... I am curious as to what you will cast here. Don't do Brotherhood's End, because that would just absolutely ruin me. Okay, Roaming Throne is fine. Pirate. Spyglass Siren. Sure. So that's going to explore... Or no, 2 map tokens is cool. That's cool. Now the question becomes, how do we get damage across? And that's going to be the challenge. But it'll crew that. Oh, cool. So it becomes Spike. Comes that. Okay, cool. So comes a 4/3 Siren. How fun is that? Go for it. I've got a lot of life. Do I get greedy here? No, I don't get greedy. I do not get greedy. I'm gonna gain life, boom. Hide away. Yeah, do that. Because here's what's gonna happen, watch this. I'm gonna gain so much. We're gonna gain so much life that this is gonna come down. That they're gonna have to deal with the Rabble Rousing. And yeah, creatures. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at all that life we get. Wow. Wow. We just gained 21 life in 1 round. How fun is that? Of course you're going to take out my Lunarch veterans. But, hey, why not? That's what I would have done. Sure, here we go. So, the Lunarch veterans are going to end up coming back, so we've already solved that case. So, in reality, unless they've got a Brotherhood's End or some sort of mass sweeper, which they could very well have. Okay, interesting. Haven't seen that one. Gleaming Green Gear Drake? Okay, they investigate. Cool. So might draw some cards here. We just have such a big board and such a big life advantage, though. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Okay, I'll put a token on that. Okay, cool. Rabbit Battery, cool. All right, what else you got? And all right, they have a Rabbit Battery. That works. Fun. I have 48 life though, and a massive board. So they're gonna draw a card. Oh, okay, that's how that works. So IZZET Artifacts might be an interesting one to look at. That'd be cool. They're just mulling their options at this point. Let's do this. We're gonna put this down because I'm greedy. I'm just beyond greedy at this point. I don't care. They're about to die. I really do think they're about to die because now we're gonna put these onto the battlefield. We're gonna just trigger the Rabble Rousing to no end. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Gilton. I'm really sorry. Really, really sorry. Oh, come on! This is about to have fun! Let's go the best of 3. We're against It's the Scoop for our best of 3 matchup, and we are on the draw. That's a little too slow, especially. Full disclosure, we just went up against a mono red where we literally had to, we mulligan, like, I think we mulled down to 3 and just got absolutely smoked in the first game. Second game, we came back online, but this one's just, and we're going to have that same case again. That one's a little bit better, so I think we take care of the bivouac and another one of these, and that might get us there, so. Mono red? Really? Again? Alright, well, hey, this one's not too bad. There we go. And then Delny, well... Oni called Anvil, so now you're gonna sack stuff, and that's gonna be fun. We might have to do a depopulate with... a Delny I don't think fits this build. I don't think it does. But I'm gonna try it. Okay. Yep. Okay, well, eventually I think we're just gonna have to... we might have to swap the Delny out for a Farewell, just because of the fact that we're up against an artifact build. Hmm. Block the Epicure, and that will... I'm not going to trigger anything there, so... And that becomes pretty big now, so I think we might have a chance here. We might have a chance. They've got spot removal, so more than likely we're looking at some pretty heavy-duty damage here. They'll unearth that. They'll do their thing, exile the top 2 cards, find a way to kill something, and we'll go from there. Dreams of Steel and Oil. Epicure. Eh. You're not going to get anything from the Steel and Oil, but that's okay. Yeah, I was about to say, you can leave that one back there, can you? I'm going to say no, just because it feeds into the... oh, it does. Okay, so they've already created the... they've already done the life. They haven't created that, so... yeah. I mean, go for the Steel and Oil. I don't really care. Because I don't... I have Rabble Rousing. That's not going to do you much. Except you... what'd you do? Oh. Oh, well. Whatever. Whatever. So we'll gain some life. They'll gain life and whatnot. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, let's just go with the... let's just go with that. Yeah. Probably could have thrown both of them, but... yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. In this deck, oh, that's brutal. That is brutal. That's brutal. Well, Rabble Rousing is gonna get interesting. Let's do the Mentor. Yeah, and unfortunately that's got vigilance, and yeah. So, yeah, we might have a chance here, but that's going to be tough. Because that will deal 4 damage. Will it? Here. No, I think it might be okay. Interesting enough here. And you're probably gonna get a... You have a shock. No? Seriously, if you just have a play with fire, just kill me. Seriously. Yeah, I'm dead next turn anyways, I think, so it doesn't really matter. Or maybe not, I don't know. What do we got here? Did I just kill this guy? What? How did we come back from that? How did we come back from that? That was amazing. Really? You can be a jerk about it. During your turn. Okay, so they're dead. Okay. Well then, that is a comeback. That is a comeback right there. I am going to say, though, I think we do... Let's take out the Delny and put in... into the fire. We don't... the Brotherhood's End definitely would have been key here. But... who knows? Ooh, that was a fun matchup. It was fun indeed. Alright, off we go. It's the scoop. And even if we... even if we don't win the next 2, I don't care. This is just so you can see what the deck does. It's really fun, actually. I've enjoyed this. Oh, this is tough. I didn't want to do that, but now the question becomes 2. What do I get rid of here? I think we get rid of the top end. So we gotta go with the Lunarch into the Voice of the Blessed. Just gotta do our best here. Well, unless you get something like that. And then it's a problem. Now, why you gotta ruin my fun, man? Ooh, Assemble the Players is an interesting card. I like the inclusion of that card in this deck because it gives us some flexibility up top. Blood Tithe Harvester, okay. Let's do Assemble the Players. I want to see how this does. Yeah. Well, so much for that idea. That's okay, though. Michelle's Research Desk. I mean, are you really... Okay, I was about to say, are you really going to take out my Lunarch Veteran with a... Yeah, I was about to say, swing for the 3. Swing for the 3. Alright, of course you're gonna draw into nothing but land. So... do that. No, we can do like a... cut down? No. Okay, whatever. Works for me. You gotta I'm gonna put that down. Gain some life. Put a chump blocker down. Oh, hey. How about that? Drew into left. And now it's even. And you got rid of your Blood Tithe Harvester. Or not the Harvester, you got rid of the Blood Token. So, And the question becomes, do they... Oh, Karn Silex. That's an interesting one to do. Okay. Now I know why you were... Yeah, I don't think we block either. I think we just go with it. And of course I'm drawing into nothing but land with the... Regal Bunnycorn would be great in this build, wouldn't it? With all the Rabble Rousing that we do? Yeah. Chump block! You're gonna take out my Karn Silex. You're gonna use Karn Silex on everything, aren't you? I don't blame you. That's probably a good play. Putting down a Mirex token would probably not... Oh, okay. Figure out how to tap it. Cool. Well, at least I still have a Lunarch veteran to work with here, so... whatever. Here we go. Let's just put it down. They'll take it out, probably, but... Alright, whatever. I don't understand some players. I just don't. I mean, yeah, but I... Can you seriously stop giving me land? Alright, well, we're gonna take a little bit of damage here. Did you find your own occult thingy? No, maybe so. What did you exile? Oh, you did. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. You found your own occult anvil. How fun is that? That's gonna come online and do some damage. It's alright. We were able to recover last time, so I think we'll be okay this time. And if not, that's fine. I'm okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try it. I don't think it's gonna work too well, but let's take it out. Okay, well here's the Oni Cult Anvil. Do you have another one? Yeah, but you're gonna take out my... Are you playing anything that is beyond Dreams of Steel and Oil? It's the scoop. Alright, I'm about ready to say good game on this because we're just getting totally land screwed and we don't have a draw source, so card advantage becomes a thing. Alright, yeah, probably should have put Brotherhood's End in this, but it is what it is. I am salty tonight. Not gonna lie. I am salty. I do gotta say, though, I am enjoying the new set so far, so I'm very psyched about that part. Very psyched about that part. And, hopefully the Shuffler will... that's not what I really... Alright, well, I don't think I have much of a choice here. This is gonna be... You gotta try something. So, we'll see what happens. That is fun. Try that. Yeah, you suck. That might help a little bit, though. You have a cut down? Of course you do. It's not gonna stop. Oh, voltage surge. Fine. Whatever. Alright, it came into play there, buddy. You gonna take it out? Yep. Okay. You're wasting spot removal on tokens. Are you that stupid? I am calling you out, it's the scoop. That is just a dumb play. I'm sorry. That is dumb. But your call. Your call. You're the one playing. No, we do Rabble Rousing instead. Now here is where you need to take that out. Absolutely. Absolutely, that is where you take that out. Monastery Mentor is not a bad play. Probably should put the Lunarch Veteran down, but okay. Do that. So now we're on the life gain schneid. So now we can bring stuff back, which is always a good idea. Of course you have a Brotherhood's End. Of course you do. You went just all mass removal too. That's the interesting part. So, that's alright. So here's what we do. We activate that. And that. You have another Brotherhood's End? No. What in the world kind of deck is this? It's an interesting one, to say the least. But we're about to get some really big damage down, so. Look at all that life gain, man. Mm-hmm. That was fun stuff right there. Alright, well. Let's see what happens. Do you have a Brotherhood's End? What? Yeah, just very interesting build here. It's the scoop. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I don't agree with some of the choices you made here, but is what it is. Alright, let's go to the post-game analysis and go from there. Okay, so very interesting build here. Lots of nice little flexibility. Warleader's Call has got to be one of the bombs from this particular set. I'm absolutely loving this card. I'm digging it. It really works well when you pair this with Rabble Rousing and this. Oof, that is a formidable deck. But also too, with a lot of the life gain going on, it's also a very, very good deck to have. Delny, I don't know if it fits in this particular build, but it does play into a few of the Resolute Reinforcements, the Lunarch Veteran, and the Monastery Mentor. So, I mean, it certainly does have those capabilities. But if you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and as always, my Magic Miscreants, may you always be on the play, and may all your spells hit the board. Risen Dragon is out. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.